Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Joe myself, Fox, you're back in the show as the one and only Albert. Evening, Albert.
Evening, mate. How are you?
And I believe that Mr. Bridgeman has sneaked in the boys' gate. Evening, Bridge.
Oh, good evening. Can everybody hear me okay?
Carry on, Bridge.
Good evening to yourself, Oxter, and yourself, Albert, and the techie boys in the background. And a big job to say, I'm hoping we're getting a new manager soon. Please make it happen. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How's the Albert?
Smashing, mate. Absolutely smashing. Managerless, but smashing.
Yes. How's the Bridgeman?
I'm okay now, pal. Okay now. I didn't realise we were on tonight, so my apologies. My old brain doesn't work sometimes.
We're just having that discussion about that very thing, Albert, haven't we?
Definitely. Join the club,
Not for the
mate.
first
Join the
time.
club. Join the club, mate.
Well, what do I say? We've known again for 2 weeks, and it feels as if we went through about 4 seasons in the Rangers roller coaster, but ultimately, nothing's really happened, if that makes sense. Albert.
Exactly, mate. Zero's happened. Absolutely zero's happened. It seems to have upset a hell of a lot of people for nothing happening. It's just these steps forward. Not an inch, not a half inch, mate. Nothing, not a step forward. Nothing you can do about that. You just got to sit and wait to see how this is going to pan out. But hope it pans out the right way, right enough.
Aye, Bridgeman, knowing what your thoughts lay, I imagine you've been through the ringer, mate.
Oh, absolutely. Once again, through the ringer. Look, I know that we're in such a position now. We've just got to wait. We're waiting on fate to see what's going to happen. I don't know if there's any if this manager's team wins one game, we're all right. They'll come up straight away. I don't know. Maybe you guys can update us on that. But you know, all the Rangers fans, it's absolutely shocking. And once again, we're getting dragged through the mud here. Just terrible. Just terrible. You're going to hopefully going to tell us things tonight and give us good updates as to what's actually happening, if anybody knows what's actually happening.
That's the thing. But Bridgeman, I think the trouble is that there's people out there clickbait, and there's the Scottish media, and we know where they sit. And some of our own people have got their own agendas. You know, I'm not having a go. I'm just stating my opinion. Ultimately, you offer somebody a job, you don't offer them a job, they take it, they decide not to take it for whatever reason. Nothing's ever done it. You see somebody standing with a scarf. That's managers, players, and directors, or whoever, all better. You know, it's not done. These football contracts are completely different than they were a generation or two ago.
What's astonishing to me is we all know this. We've all been through this many, many times now. We all know that. And still, there's people getting upset about somebody no sign when they thought they was going to sign. It's amazing to me. But I've sat back and just let it roll, mate. There's nothing you can do about it. And
is that the Oasis syndrome you've got? You got to roll with it.
I just got to roll with it, mate. There, that's it. What else can you do? I mean, I don't understand why everybody's jumping up and down. I really don't. There's no point to it. It's just a waste of energy in my view.
I know you don't like wasting energy, mate.
Oh no.
Very good. He's on fire tonight, Albert. He's on fire tonight.
He's only a guy I know goes to bed using less kinetic energy than he does during the day, Bridgeman.
It pops you out that, getting into your jammies.
Well done.
Listen, these are two sides of the coin, funny enough, tonight, yeah? And I think you agreed a lot of stuff as individuals. You agree some of my views on a lot of things. But you're cool with it. And imagine Bridgman would have been going nuts and go, what's happening? The complete opposite side of the spectrum, Bridget.
Well, I think, unfortunately, our club and the people around our club are going to find that some folk are going to get angry because they're not getting any information at all, or they perceive they're not getting any information at all. And others are going to think, is there any information to get? And as a whole...
How can you can't, if somebody who does negotiations for a living, mate, you can't give people a running commentary for the various reason.
Correct, I understand. All I mean is there's sections of Rangers fans are going to be sitting there saying, I'm fed up, we're not hearing anything. And other section of Rangers fans saying, but is there any chance we can know anything? Because maybe they don't know, you know. But there's a big swathe of Rangers fans just wondering. I dare say they're the same as me. They're just sitting there going like that. I don't believe what I'm seeing and hearing. I just don't believe it, you know. So the sooner they get a manager in the door and the flag up there, the scarf above his head, the better. And let's go on with it.
I think it's more important that we try and get the right manager or the best manager we can get, Albert, rather than a manager in the door. Yeah, listen, they disrespected Stevie G. I think I'd have been quite happy with that, but it's not happened. I don't wake up thinking, oh dear. Yeah.
You're right, mate. Getting the right manager is the most important thing. It's the only thing you can hope we're going to get it right, because at the end of the day, you're left with a guy to go on with a job and build a team and win some trophies. But you don't know. You don't know if it's the right guy or the wrong guy. It's a suck it and see. But every manager, every club's like that. Every player, every club's like that. When they get to the club at first, you don't know what's going to happen till they actually start working. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. It's as simple as that, mate. But all this nonsense about, the club's at fault for this, the club's at fault for that. Who knows? It's just said. You don't hear a thing. I like it, the fact you don't hear a thing for the club. The event is to be, if you're going to say something, they come out right away and say it. Like Thelwell sack, they come out and quash that right away. That's that. So if you're listening to what the club are saying, look, we'll tell you when we're ready to tell you. If you want to listen to the clickbait and all the crap, well, carry on. You can't blame the club for this. It's not the club that's doing it. The club are taking their time and negotiating deals with whoever. How the deals are going, we don't know. How the interviews are going, we don't know. Who's doing the interviews, we don't know. So I don't understand why everybody's getting upset. You don't need a manager. We're not looking for a manager. That's all you do know.
Listen, just changing the subject slightly, I think it'd only be right that we play. I know the generation that used to, gentlemen, you'd want to pass on your condolences to the Dr. Donald Cruikshank, who was an integral part of your club. For 3 decades, 60s, 70s, 80s, he was involved. Yeah.
I remember it well.
Yeah.
Remember him well.
I think he was just known. Everybody knew he was a doctor, wasn't he? Dr. Cruikshank. I think I just found out today his first name was Donald, if I'm honest. So, listen, all our thoughts go to his families and his family and friends, and a big part of the Rangers family. And sad to see him go, but it must have saw some good times and bad times at the club, you know, in that generation. But obviously, the ultimate, he was involved with the club, Barcelona. So, once again, sad news. When the Rangers family passed away, RIP, Dr. Donald Cruikshank, big part of your club. Albert?
Aye, definitely. Sad news, mate. That's me just finding out you tell me there, no? It's condolences to his family, friends. Knowing with all the Rangers fans, the generations we come from, Dr. Cruikshank, he must have been there, what, 30 years, at least.
3 decades, so.
Very professional, very professional. Done a great job for Rangers. So, sad to hear that, mate. Sad.
Bridgman?
Yeah, obviously the chaps there through all for the 3 seasons, or 3 decades he was there, and any of the disasters that befell us, he was there for it and to help. And I think I always thought he was a really nice man. Didn't not predominant, not right in front of your face or anything like that, but he was there, and where you could see him, going into the pitch and seeing the players, or bringing them when they bring them off, go and see the doctor, that kind of thing. I think it was brilliant to see. And by the way, much like Dr. Jackson, our last doctor, was on the pitch. I think he was very good as well. But no, his name was excellent. A great name. Great name.
I believe that Dr. Jackson has some real difficult patients, Bridge.
Dr. Jackson.
It's some real difficult.
I was one of his patients, of course. Really difficult.
Aye, so just changed the mood there. But aye, RIP, Dr. Cruikshank. Yeah, big part of the Rangers history. Listen, look, we've got a game tomorrow, and obviously people might want to phone in and talk about the managerial situation. Looks as if things are moving, but Albert, I'm no nailing my colours to the mast to see somebody standing with a scarf above their head. And by the way, I'm still available, mate, if the offer's right.
Are you? I think you're available. 50,000 Rangers fans are available as well. You've just got to wait and see, mate. It seems to be down to one guy now. Ever led to believe. So we'll see what happens. It's one of the things. Do I like that guy? I don't know. Don't know anything about the guy. To be honest with you, you can hear the rumours and whatever. Gerrard didn't want to come for whatever reason. He didn't want to come. It wasn't right at the time. It wasn't the right role. Dropped it. So that's fine. It's not a problem with any of this. I've seen people are saying, "Oh, would the Gerrard get the flights for and all that kind of?" I tell you, he's got 10 million reasons to get the flights if the rumours are right about the tax carry on. So he's over there with 2 flights. Cost him 2 flights to try and save £10 million before he even gets paid. So it doesn't work out. Didn't work out, mate. It's no. They use it greeting our spilt milk. It's gone. It's done. It's finished. Move on. Let's go on to the next person we're interviewing. Let's get the manager picked and settled in. Again, you can't really.
Sorry,
Sorry, go for it. Go for it, Bridge.
No, I was just going to say, I have to admit, I was absolutely devastated when Gerrard said he wasn't coming.
He was on the phone to Dr. Jackson.
I was seriously. I could. I thought my hopes were so high. Here's Gerrard coming back, and a lot of Rangers fans, a lot of ones didn't want him to go be there simply because he left us. But
I think the majority have been happy with the appointment.
Oh, I think so. But anyway, it didn't happen. And when I heard and I read a story and I read another story, and actually some of the stories were telling the same story. So Gerrard he walked away from it. And in my opinion, there's got to be something wrong at the club for that to happen, or the asking price by Gerrard was too much for the club. And that might be to do it. It's all been hinted on some tax money involved, and the Rangers couldn't afford to pay it, and that's all there was to it. And I remember many years ago, my favourite player did the same thing at Ibrox, and he said apparently said to our chairman, I need what, five grand or whatever it was. I need $5,000 in cash, and he says, no, we can't get it this time, Jim, and he sold him in away to Sunderland. So that he was the best player I had ever seen, and probably ever has seen. Seriously, now the great Gerrard could have come back and is possibly down to money. I don't know if what Albert was saying is 100% true, but I've heard the story as well. You've
heard all the speculation, Bridge, but we're all speculating, yeah.
Oh yes.
You've heard all the stuff about the setup and this, that, and the next thing. He wanted this. Nene's no, mate. Nene's no. I've got a wee bit of an inside track here, bits and pieces, mate. But obviously, even then, 70% of it's speculation, mate.
It didn't stop my devastation.
No, I get it, mate. That's only because you've got that tattoo and you want to get your money's worth.
You just want to add another one to it.
Absolutely.
But anyway, listen, what we'll do is we'll hear for the boy who's going to be standing in, Stephen Smith, who'll get down in history. And I hope he takes his chance to his career. I hope he thrives under the pressure of being the first team, leading the first team tomorrow. I wish him all the best of luck. We'll hear from Stephen. We'll hear the first part of his interview. We'll get the phone lines opened, and then we'll start building up to, because we've got a game of football tomorrow. Yes?
Yep. Good
Go for
idea.
Okay. Let's hear from our interim manager, Stephen Smith.
Stephen, what have the last 12 days been like for you? When did you first hear that you might be taking charge, and have you any idea how long that may be for?
Probably the early part of the previous week, so the Monday or Tuesday. I was actually taking the under-19 session. I come off the pitch and I had a few messages to let me know that there was a potential it was going to happen. So, but in terms of since then, I've just tried to keep everything as normal as possible. I've got processes that I like to work with in terms of how I work with under-19 squad, and it's probably a way of working that I trust. So I've tried to not do anything different from what I've done previous and what I've learned.
Is there a chance you could still be in charge for the European game next Thursday?
Listen, I'm taking it day by day. It's as you can imagine, it's probably been a bit of a whirlwind, but I'm trying to keep things as normal as possible, and that normality is that we've got a game on Saturday that we need to go and win.
How have you found it so far? What have the players been like? Because I can imagine it's quite a difficult period for them as well.
It is. I think it's understandable. The mood was probably low in the first day. Loads of boys away international duty, but I'd like to think that the sessions that we've put on have lifted the mood. And that's not to say we've just been doing sessions that the players enjoy. There's been a bit of work put into them because it's been a different group, different schedules. So, but the mood's lifted, and I think you could sense yesterday and today that there's now the reality of a game, which is good.
Just finally from me, you know that the club are entering the final stages of negotiations with Kevin Muscat. There's a chance that if Muscat's the one to be appointed, he may not be able to come until a later date because of the title race in China. If the club go down the route of, you know, a more medium-term interim manager, would you be interested in that position or assisting in the kind of transition in any way?
Listen, I work here, so I'm available to do whatever the club asks me to do. I think the club and everybody here is well aware that I'm quite ambitious as well, so I've got my personal ambition that I would be lying if I said I didn't want to be involved in the first team at any moment. So, but I also am in no rush. So I love my job that I do, but the club are aware that I've also got ambition, which I think you have to work here.
What do the players need at the moment? As you mentioned, it was obviously low, Russell leaving and whatnot. When they've came back, their sort of demeanour, what needs to be picked? Do they need picked up? What needs to go right with the players at the moment?
I think there's a few things. Probably clarity is the most important thing in terms of the tactical side of the game. I think we tried to put a bit of work into them yesterday, and we'll do more of that today. But probably just to strip it back and simplify it and remind them that they are a good group. They are a good group of players for what I've seen. But I say words are cheap, and I think there's a lot of people sat here and promised certain things, but it's up to them now to go and put that into practice tomorrow.
Just in terms of the fans as well, Stevie, obviously it's been a tough time for them. For you, how much do you need them on side? They're obviously wanting a permanent manager in now, you can understand that. But what's your message to them? Because it's been a tough couple of months for them, hasn't it?
I would probably say longer than a couple of months. I think there's been a period of pain and they've had to suffer a lot. So if there's ever a fan base that's probably earned the right to vent their frustrations, it's this one. And I understand it. It works both ways. I think there comes a point where I think they know when you need them, but it comes a point where the group of players and staff need to take that on board and they need to give them something back. So we'll be looking to give them a performance tomorrow that makes them happy. You
mentioned your personal ambitions there. How much are you viewing Dundee United as a chance for you to show the owners and those in charge that you have what it takes to be a part of this long term?
It's not about that for me. I can have my personal ambitions, but that's not what the game's about tomorrow. We know it's going to be a tough game. Dundee United are well organised, they've got good structure, recruited very well, so we know it's going to be tough. So the game's never ever going to be about me, the game's about the players, giving them the information they need that gives us the best possible chance to get a result.
Stephen, you've spoken about the training sessions that you've put on. Did you have a kind of chat with the players to talk about, how they would like to see these training sessions going forward, whether they would maybe want to go through some change in the training sessions from the previous manager at all?
No. As I said, I trust the work that I do. I trust the sessions that I've put on in the academy. I've been doing this for a long time, which I've been coaching since I was 30, since basically I stopped playing. So I've had 10, 12 years of coaching. Obviously played the game for a long period, so I would like to think I've got that knowledge of what players like, but also the fact that you don't just give them what they want; they have to work as well. So there's a lot of thought goes into it. So it's something that I probably wouldn't be comfortable asking the players what they want, because I think if you go down that road, then it can be a wee bit shaky.
Can I ask you, were you here when Kevin Muscat was here? Were you a very young player at the time?
I was a young player, so I only came across him a few times. When I was a young player, my job used to be to clean Alec McLeish's boots and the coaching staff, so I used to pass him in the corridor, and again, as a person, it was really pleasant. I know there's a reputation there as a player, but the communication I had with him was always very pleasant to the younger players.
Stephen, do you sense a real determination from the players that they want to go out on Saturday and show what they maybe haven't done in the early stages of this season?
I think they have to have that. I can also sense a wee bit of frustration, because when you're under the spotlight and under the scrutiny like they have been, it's tough, but there's got to come a point where that determination's there to go and put things right, and hopefully the start of that's tomorrow.
When you first got those messages last Monday, Tuesday, that it might be a case that you were taking training, did you think it was ever a possibility that you would then be in the dugout almost 2 weeks later? Did you think it might have sort of been wrapped up? I mean, it looked as if it maybe was at one point over the weekend, and since then, did you think that you ever would end up being in the dugout?
Probably not, is my honest answer. I thought I would probably take training for the first 2 days, and then the players had a few days off, and I thought that would probably be my job done. But the closer you get to the next week beginning, and then you've got international players returning, and there's different aspects to it, you start to get that feel that there's a potential that it could happen. But in my head, I was always prepared, and as I say, the work I've done previously has helped me in this moment.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I can't believe Stevie Smith's 42.
Aye, unbelievable. Seems like
Anyway,
yesterday.
there was a few interesting bits for me. I'll touch on them. I'll go to Albert first, Bridge, if you don't mind. He mentioned clarity and stripping things back. Is that maybe a problem we've all seen and mentioned of the previous regime, who will now remain nameless? Yeah?
Aye, of course, he's not daft. He's watched what we've watched, know what I mean? He's watching these players. He's seen it firsthand as well, out at Okinawa. So he's come up with his own idea, saying, look, I think this is overcomplicated. I need to get in there and do something here with these players to say, look, if I strip it right back to the bare bones, and you still keep playing the same way, well, it's no the systems, it's no the tactics, and it's no the manager. It's got to be the players. I'm expecting a change tomorrow. I don't know the layout of the same change much. I'm definitely looking for a change in the players. Definitely, some of them need to come out their shell now. There's no excuses now, because we've been hiding behind the tactics and what they've been asked to play, a style of play for too long now. It's just some of them are just downright playing crap, in my opinion, mate. But I like the fact that he's saying, "Oh, I'll clear this up for them. It's not going to be complicated, and it's not going to be anything drastically new football-wise. It's just go and do your job. You should know what your job is. You're a professional football player."
Richmond?
Yeah, I honestly think what he means, in my opinion, some sort of let's get back to basics, guys, and you're all good football players. Let's get back to basics, and this is what we're going to try and play this, and not as shall we say, as technical as the previous managers wanted them to do. And you stay there, no matter what happens, you don't do that, and all this nonsense. I think Stevie Smith's for me, a quite good defender. Left back at Rangers for a long time, and then went to Kelly for a long time at left back there as well. So kind of knows his stuff. So I think he's going to peel it back a wee bit, not going all the way back to basics, but getting back a wee bit and take away some of the more intricate stuff that we were trying to do. And I say one thing, playing out for the back, I don't think he's going to do that anywhere near. The team are going to do that anywhere near as much as they were doing under Russell Martin. or any attempt to do it. I just don't see that. I see it being a shall we say, a better form of play, where he brings the midfield into play immediately. They're the people that can play football.
Thanks for
That's the way
that,
I
Rich.
look at it.
Thanks for that, Rich.
Well, you know what I mean. You know, this is you centre half standing in the 6-yard box, or two. We're taking a goal kick.
Crazy,
Wow.
mate. Absolutely crazy football.
Yeah.
Don't get Albert started on that. Well, we could start them on it, but we would go straight to the tune. Would that be right, Albert?
Oh, you better believe it, mate. I just don't like that football. I just don't like it at all, mate. It's just
Explain it to me, Albert.
Explain that to us, what they're trying to do.
Aye.
They're just trying to make all us take heart attacks and high blood pressure. That's what they're trying to do, and they're succeeding.
They've achieved it.
They're succeeding at that. I don't know, mate. I know we all know what is supposed to happen, but everybody else in the opposition know it as well. So if they're not going to follow the script, well, it doesn't seem to work, and nobody up here follows the script. But when he's saying clarity as well, I hope he's saying, look, defenders defend, midfielders do your job. You've got to be in attack and defence. Forwards, take on your men, get the ball into the box, take shots at goals. I mean, it's simple as that.
And score a
It's
goal.
It's the very things we're no doing, mate. I think that's what he's trying to say. Clarify, bring this back to the basics. Here, when you get a chance, shoot. I don't want a million passes to get back to the same place you started it. It's that kind of football. I mean, I've said it myself a few times. It's the way he was trying to do, Martin was trying to do, is 5 years out of date, mate. It's definitely 5 years out of date. He's trying to invent a wheel that's already been invented. And he's trying to play a brand of football that, he's trying to play a brand of football that's already been tried, worked out a long time ago now, mate. And Stoke, the one who actually started playing that type of football, was actually changing his system himself, because he knows it's been worked out. Everybody's worked out how to beat it and how to nullify it. Start with a nullify, and then you can actually just roll right out of the team that's playing it. And that's been happening to us, even with Forfar. I mean, every team we have played this season has had chances against us, mate. And not just one or two, plenty of chances. I mean, that last game with Falkirk, they had, 19 crosses into our box in the first half? Something like that. It was crazy. It's absolutely crazy, mate.
One of the things I'm going to look for tomorrow, and hopefully they don't get a corner kick, but if they do get a corner kick, I'm going to look really interested to see how we set up. At times we brought everybody back into our own box, and sometimes inside our own penalty, for the penalty spot to our goalie. And if the centre-half's doing their job, Bridge, and he did it clear, it was only going to come back into the box. It's crazy.
Nobody there.
It's mental,
Nobody there. Just crazy. Just crazy. Old-fashioned way.
You've got to go and clear it twice.
Absolutely.
If it goes back into the box, in a lot of averages, you're going to lose goals if you play like that, Bridget.
100%. Well, you know when you're in the box, anybody's in the box, and you get packed with defenders and so on and so forth. So you're talking about best part of 15 men inside that box at free kicks, throw-ins and corners. It's there for everybody to see. And we don't seem to be able to find the ball. Our centre-halves don't seem to be able to actually clear the ball. And we invariably give away free kicks just inside the box when there's been a corner. All these things go on. And what you're looking for is you're looking for your big centre-half. That's my ball. Bang. And when he hits the ball at the far, heads up the park, there's going to be somebody standing 10 yards outside the area to pick that ball up. And I don't mean a defender. I mean the centre forward or whomever else has got up there. So no more should we should be keeping everybody back at these things. We should get the people that can actually play defensively to go and play defensively and win the ball. And if you can't win the ball, you must leave and get somebody else in that can win the ball. The corner kick.
I mean, I understand that if it's a last minute Allberg, you're bringing everybody back and try to make sure you don't lose a goal or whatever. I get all that. That's part of the game, if you're honest. But I mean, if you take Lyle Cameron, if you take the gas man, and I'm not going to win many. He does Connor Barron. You have to use what you've got. and the thing. I mean, that was some of the craziness we've done. But for me, if we're defending and you're not bringing, I wouldn't bring the gas man back. I would just tell him to stand and try and get space up at the half-way line. Yeah, it's simple for me. You know, I would understand if you Dimitri in your team and you're bringing him back to help out. I get that. There's a wee bit of sense in that, but you know, the gas man's not that type of player. He's not a defensive-minded player. In fact, he might be just mere a hindrance at times. So have him up at the halfway line, worrying the other team, making them keep two back, maybe keeping a couple of pacemen back because they're worried about his pace. That to me is common sense football.
Well, that's what was lacking, that common sense football. And I agree with you. If you put two up there, they've got to put three back. That's three knowing you. That's five players that are knowing your votes. It's mad. But the other one, common sense football, is you've got wee Barron, you've got Cameron, and they're guarding 6'4" players at a corner kick. It's madness, mate. It was complete and utter madness. And you're going, seriously? I mean, you can't be that stupid. It's got to, this is what I'm trying to say about bending the wheel. You're going, you've come up with an idea that a guy at 5'6" or 5'7" or 8" can beat a guy at 6'4" in the air. You've come up with some idea this could happen. Nuts, mate. Just total.
They can beat them if they didn't make a pyramid.
Aye, exactly, mate. I've got a springboard in their pocket or something. But this is the things that you're scratching. And these are basic things. And we're scratching our head going, if you're getting this wrong, for whatever reason you're getting it wrong, you're not a stupid man, but you're doing this, but nobody can figure out why you're doing this. What's chances that this so-called complicated football you're trying to teach them or coach into them, how are you going to get that to work? If you can't work out a simple thing like that. It's see, looking back and thinking about it even now in the cold light of day, it's even more ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, I think the warning signs were there for day one, and listen, mate, I accept that a lot of the support didn't want them. It wasn't my choice, if I'm honest, but I wished them all the best and wanted them to succeed. But once I watched that friendly against Bruges, yeah, and as I mentioned on here, I spoke to two Southampton supporters and they told us the exact same thing. I was actually with one of them on Wednesday. He said, I got it wrong. He told me he'd be away for Rangers before the end of September. He was wrong. It was mid-October or the start of October. It wasn't far wrong. And everything they said came to fruition. Yeah, and that was somebody who'd watched them get promoted and still knew it was wrong. And still said he wasn't a good fit even when they get promoted into the Premier League. So there you go. The warning signs were there.
I don't think he's a good fit, mate. I don't think it's that. I just think he's a bad coach. I just think he's not got a clue what he's doing.
That's what that guy said. Who'll remain nameless. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll hear for the second part for Stevie Smith, and then we'll get a caller coming in. We'll hear. We might even get a clue who might be playing in a pre-match interview. Let's hear for Stevie Smith.
Stephen, there's obviously a lot of reports that the club are close to appointing a manager now. Have you noticed a change in the mood in the building as it's getting to nearer that time?
Honestly, no. I can't have any complaints about how the players have applied themselves, how they've trained. Obviously at the start of the week it was a smaller group. Now the international players are back, I sensed yesterday that the reality was setting in, that they've now got a game. And for them that might mean that individually they've got a chance to go and impress a potential new manager. But my full focus has just been on preparing the players the best I can for the game.
You spoke a little bit about coming across Kevin Muscat. He's a pleasant guy. Do you sense that he's the type of character that this club needs right now to take them forward?
Probably. It's an interesting question. There's obviously, in the past 4 or 5 years, we've had different types of managers. There is no guarantee of success anywhere, and it's really difficult to guarantee success when you're at a club that the expectation is to win all the time. That's never going to happen. But there's we've experienced different managers, whether it be managers that have played here, managers that have been deemed head coach types that are more tactical. So we've had every type of manager, but the priority is always to win.
Stephen, you've obviously been through similar experiences yourself as a player in terms of new managers coming in and managers going out, but just how important is it from a player's point of view that there's a period of stability now?
I think that's been the case for a number of years. I can speak from my recent time here. In the academy, we've been probably crying out for a wee bit of stability as well, which isn't always easy, and it probably starts with a constant turnover and constant change of managers, which is quite difficult. But as players, the focus should always just go back to what you can control, and you can control what happens in the pitch. You can control your individual performance, and that's the most important thing. And as a collective, if they focus on that, I'm pretty positive the results will turn quickly.
Stevie, you talked about the fans having to suffer pain, you know, for a number of years. Now, as a guy who came through the ranks here and had a successful period, how much has that hurt you just to watch what's happened here in the last few years?
It does hurt. There's no getting away from that. There's no hiding place. I've been here for probably 20 plus years in terms of playing, coaching now. So when you've been involved for that long, it's just natural that all your mates, all your family, they all support the football club, so everybody hurts, and it's not easy. But I can always remember, or what I'll remind people of, is that when it turns quickly. But in terms of this group now, that quickly has to start on Saturday, because as everybody knows, the results to this point have not been great, so it has to start changing now.
What will it mean to you, even on an interim basis, to walk out there tomorrow as Rangers manager?
Listen, I'll be proud. That's the first word I would probably use. But again, it's never ever about me. Probably in a week's time or 2 weeks' time, or might be 2 years' time, I'll look back on it. But I really want to enjoy it, because I think there was times as a player when you just go day to day and you don't actually sit back and enjoy the moment that you're in. I'll enjoy it a lot more if we win, but that enjoyment will probably come in the days and weeks after.
And a lot of people on the outside have maybe almost written this season off already because of all the turmoil. What makes you think it's salvageable this season?
Because I've seen it happen before, and as I mentioned, it can turn quickly. It doesn't take much. It might take one result, one good performance, might even take one bad performance, but you nick a win in the last minute. So there's all sorts of things that can change it quickly. Might be that a new manager comes in and it changes in that front. So I've seen it turn quickly, but there's many things that can make that happen.
Is that something you've been trying to drill into the players this week, Stevie? I mean, presumably confidence levels were pretty low when you first took over.
Probably not so much that chat will probably come today. As I say, a lot of the focus has been on the tactical stuff as of yesterday and today, because that's the first 2 days we've had the group together. But even the tactical stuff, I don't want to overload them with information. I'm going to simplify it and keep it as simple as I can, and then talking about the momentum and the change and results and all that stuff, that'll come today and tomorrow. I mean, as you rightly say, you're an established coach now in your own right, but have you reached out to anybody in the last week? You know, as the game gets closer, have you not had time? Honestly, no, because I'm really comfortable in how I work. I've had the experience, I've made loads of mistakes, and I've been in a fortunate position where you can make them in the academy where they don't get noticed as much. I've had loads of help, but I'm really comfortable being in this position. I'm really comfortable taking training sessions. I'm really comfortable whether it's in here going through the tactical stuff. So it's nothing that's new to me. Probably the spotlight and attention for you guys is obviously much greater. My phone's busier, but it is what it is. I'm really comfortable.
Last one, Mark.
Obviously, you've been under pressure at time, but you've got your own philosophy and that you've been developing over the years. In terms of the team selection and the tactics, obviously a lot of what Russell did was came in for criticism. Under that pressure at time, can people expect real changes on Saturday, or are you really having to work with what's gone before?
I would like to think there'll be a change. As I say, I'm not going to go, because one thing you don't want to do in this position is overload them with information and then it becomes really confusing. It's probably stripping it back a little bit, going back to basics slightly, but there will be information there that's new, and I would like to think after the last couple of days that we've had in the session today, it'll be quite clear what we're trying to do tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone.
The long-term ones are still the same, so Rabi, Kieran and Dujon will obviously still miss out, but I think the three of them are getting closer, and Dio is the only one from Falkirk that is going to miss the game.
Right, thanks for that. Well, good to know we get the game in just at the end, all better.
Aye, it seems a novelty, doesn't it, to get the game in. It's an interruption talking about the football.
Aye. I think the message is still the same there, Bridgeman, that I think you used the word simplify. Yeah, maybe everybody's maybe felt similar things, that there was too much instruction. You can be overcoached. When people are nervous to go into the football park to play a game of football, they're never going to give their best. And when I say nervous, I mean maybe nervous in the setup, no nerves in fact that they're bottled it. But if you're told to stick to a rigid formation, it takes the fluidity and the thought of the game.
Absolutely. And like as we said, we were speaking up before about the first oops, Daisy.
Oh,
hello.
You with us, Jim?
I'm with you, aye.
Right.
Aye. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing fine.
Aye. What's on your mind, mate? I'll come back to you, Bridge.
Okay, no problem.
There's a few things on my mind.
On you go, mate.
Well, I want to talk about Muscat initially. You know, he only played 22 games for Rangers. But I'm going to tell you something about him. See, when he left Rangers, he went to Millwall. And he played for Millwall for 2 years. And he captained Millwall to an FA Cup final for the first time in their history. And he missed the final because he had a problem with his knee. And I remember all this because I watched him when he left Rangers, because I thought he was a decent guy. And he didn't play the final. And do you know what? Dennis Wise, who was the manager at the time, insisted that he was presented with a medal. Right? That's the type of guy that Muscat is. That's the type of guy that we're going to get. You know, a right, hard, honest guy that knows football inside out. And as much as he only played 22 times for Rangers, before he came to Rangers, he was with Wolves for nearly 5 years. And he did brilliantly with them, you know. So I think we're getting a decent guy coming to Rangers. And in the mould are probably somebody like Graham Roberts. I would assume. I'm over 60 and I've been supporting Rangers since I don't know, 1972.
You're too old for this panel, Joe. Too old.
Too old. Probably. Anyway, but I want to say something else. I was watching Stevie Smith tonight, and his press conference was brilliant. You know, for a guy in his late 30s, he knows the club. Stevie Smith knows the club. He's been there.
42, Stevie Smith. 42.
What is it? 42? Is he? I thought he was his late 30s. But I'll tell you something. You know, he handled himself brilliantly, and he didn't bring Martin down, and I'm pretty sure he probably could have done. And he said a few things that were quite telling if you actually look at it a wee bit deeper. But I'm going to say something else about Stevie Smith. Do you know what I think? I think the Mora he'll wear a tie. I really do.
Right, well, you're fun. You yeah.
I think he'll wear a tie, and I think he'll respect the club, and he'll respect people like Walter Smith and Alan McCoist and Jock Wallace and all the other people that came before him who wore a tie on a Saturday. And I know that's something that's really, really trivial, and it's probably trivial to a lot of young supporters in their 20s and stuff like that. But do you know what? I honestly think that we need to get a bit of respect into this club again. And I think he's a man to do it, to be honest. Short term.
Aye. Listen, I'm sure Albert, who's funding the gambling bug, might take your
What's
bet.
that?
Albert might take your bet. He's found the gambling bug. Albert.
Well, can I also say a few words about what you were talking about earlier about tactics?
Aye,
you were talking about like the 4-4-2s and 4-3-3s and all that sort of stuff. You know, I'm a big fan of English football. You know, I watch it because it's interesting. And a couple of weeks ago, I was watching Haaland, and there was a game where I think it must have been about maybe 15-20 minutes. The ball was in the midfield. It went left to right, back to the defence, and it looked really, really boring. But Haaland moved right, left, towards the goal, towards the D. He ran his socks off. He was running constantly. I mean, the guy just never stood still. And I watched Chinmitty in the European games. It was as if his feet were glued to the penalty spot. Now that's a guy that we spent 10 million on, and he just looks totally out of his depth. Now I don't know what Thelwell was doing. Maybe he was paying back the money that he wasted when he was at Everton. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you something. Thelwell needs to go, because if he's behind signings, it's ridiculous. Fernandes is another guy that came in, exactly the same as Chinmitty. He can't move. He's stuck. I know he's a young guy.
I'll tell you what, Jim. We'll come back to you, mate. Because the time we go back to the original point, you two on the panel have forgot your first point. Hold the Fernandes one, and we'll come back. Albert, in you come. Shirt and tie. Take his bet. On you go, Albert.
Albert does wear it, actually. It'd be nice to see, but it's just a triviality. It's only comes into effect, really, if you win football matches. Like Martin. If Martin would have wore that shirt and tie and put the performances in the day, they'd have still slaughtered them, mate, no matter what. So winning football, you can do anything you want, mate. Absolutely anything you want, and that's the big thing. But with Smith's interview, you're right about that. He handled that well.
Yeah,
he actually said as much. It's winning football. Everything else is just dressing. It's nothing to do with fact, mate. If you get winning football, you can do what you want. You can wear a bikini out there. It wouldn't matter, mate. As long as we're winning on the park.
Well, you know, I think the thing is as well is that I think we need a manager that's completely different from what Martin was proposing. Martin was proposing a style of football that was his and nobody else's, and it was a style of football that he wanted to stick with. That you don't do that. You know, I'm not a professional football player, but I did play amateur. I played with Ben Bob and I played with Stonehouse Violet when they were around. They're not around anymore. But anyway, most managers change formation depending on the team that they were playing. You play 4-4-2, you play 5-5-2, 5-5-10. You know, it just doesn't matter what it is. You know, but you need to change the formation depending on the team that you're playing. You look at the team's strengths. You look at if they've got big guys up front. You look at if I've got fast players in the wings. You need to change and adapt. You can't just play one style of football. It doesn't work because you're going to get found out. Other teams will look at that style and they'll see it and they'll adapt and they'll find you out. I mean, the last game that Martin played.
Jim, if you only went down the right hand side of the pitch, mate, is that all you've done constantly? Oh, only can do down the right hand side of the pitch. Only go down the right hand side of the pitch. Any other teams just know how to stop you. If you do the same thing all the time and you're so consistent, if you set your team up and you take everybody back and put them inside, not the penalty box, inside where the penalty spot is, when you're defending a corner kick, the other team know they're going to get the ball back 99 times out of 100. Yeah. It's crazy football, mate.
I remember Souness. I can't remember the team that he was playing against, but everybody was saying, well, we're going to get hammered. And it's a pity I can't remember who it was we were playing. But he did something completely different. He played a guy called Two Guy as a sweeper.
It was Dick
behind the back four.
It was
brilliant.
It was Dick Advocat that done that, mate. Souness did.
Was it Dick Advocat? I thought it was Souness. But anyway, it was a stroke of genius. And this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. You know, you can't have managers just sticking with a style of play. It doesn't work. You need to look at the opposition and you need to change and you need to adapt to who you're playing. You know, and that takes work. You know, that takes a lot of looking at the opposition and studying the opposition And I don't think Martin was interested in doing that. You know, I don't think he was interested in looking who we were playing.
Well, maybe that shows you that he's won. I know it was a top flight in England. I think it was 16 games down there. He won one, and then the 7 league games with us, I think he won 1. So 23 league games, he's maybe won 2. But that maybe shows you where his philosophy.
Because he was stuck with that formation, and he was found it, you know.
Bridgeman, Jim's words on Kevin Muscat, Cleese.
Yeah, I think what I remember of Muscat, I thought he wasn't a bad player, solid, got on with his job and so on and so forth, and obviously went down to England and starred for a wee while, and he's went abroad and did whatever he did, and became manager, and it's been quite positive for him.
He was also a guy that captain Millwall.
Hold on a second, bud. It's just going to say it. If you think about him, I think it's unfortunate that the situation the Rangers find themselves in when they're going for Kevin Muscat, because in the background nobody knows when he's going to be available, if indeed he's going to be available. So there's all that. There's a lot of pressure building up on the guy and on the fans. So somewhere along the line, someone's got to give a wee bit, and some more information comes out, and people are going to look at him a lot better, and we'll see what happens. But if we've got Stevie Smith still in charge for another month, then it's going to look bad for Rangers.
Yeah.
Of course, if he wins all the games, it's not going to look bad, but it's not going to look good for me.
Start winning tomorrow. You mentioned recruitment. Shamiti will come back to Albert on that. Albert, but just before you come in on Kevin Fairwell, Rangers Radio are pleased to announce a new panel member. Kevin Fairwell's second cousin Bob will be joining us on the panel as of Monday. Albert, carry on.
Yeah. And you know, he's 26-year-old head of recruitment. I'm pretty sure he'll do a good job. Aye.
The big boy,
the
big centre forward, but we can't write this boy off that quickly. It's not fair to the boy. He's a young boy, and what I've seen of him is not much the same as everybody else. But you've just got a feeling about a player, and I think the boy will come good. He's what?
Can I just put in there?
Jim, Day's a favour, mate. I know you're just called in. It's great to hear from you, mate. It doesn't work if we all speak. I'll bring you in. Just wait for your name. No problem, mate. Just let Albert speak, and then we'll bring you in. Carry on, Albert.
Aye, so we're too quick at times just to write people off. You've got to give them a chance. It's definitely got to give them a chance. As all the players, by the way, because Asgard, I say the same thing about. He's not kicked the ball at all, as far as I'm concerned. So you've got to say to yourself, right, come on, got to give him a chance. But he needs to wake up as well, as do most of them need to wake up, because they look they're half asleep. To me, they've got to impose themselves in games, and let's see what they've actually got. Because I don't think any of them have actually shown anything to say, oh, we've got a player here, apart from the wee gas man. Now, that's what you call somebody that's coming into a team and making an impression. And right away you go, oh, yeah, he's got something. We see it. Okay, he's not producing it every game. No, most players don't. Ant-Man was seen for one game, and then we've wrote him off as well. It's just give them a chance. You just need to give them a chance and say, why, we'll give you half a season, whatever it takes. Some people it takes a month. Some people just hit the ground running away. Other ones take a full season. You just never know. But it's too early to write them off. I wouldn't write the boy off yet. I'm still wanting to see more of the ball. And I'd like to see the boy with a strike partner as well. I'd like to see what would happen then.
Can you come, Jim?
No, I'm sorry for butting in earlier. I'm just I'm really annoyed about the signing of Finmitty because of the way, you know, if it was from another club, then fair enough. And if he had at least a couple of goals, you know, against top flight opposition, then fair enough. And there was other people saying that, you know, he was a prospect, but there's absolutely nothing. And considering that it was Thelwell that actually paid the same amount of money to bring up to Everton. It just, I don't know. It seems kind of weird, but we've got this link apparently with Elwell with Everton. If you really want the Rangers forwards to do well and to work well and to start scoring and really work really hard, there's a guy who's got other links with Everton, Big Duncan Ferguson. Bring him in and get him to work with Trinity and Danilo. You know, I'm pretty sure he would do a job. And if you really want to go the whole hog, why don't you just go to Everton and bring in Billy McKinlay and Charlie Adam, because both of them are there as well. You know,
I get you.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's ridiculous when you actually look at it. You know.
The perception is when people are looking at it, they've looked at it as a lazy signing and expensive.
Absolutely.
We've been joined by another caller, but we'll leave him to 5 to 10 before we bring him in. Evening, David.
Gaze a tune, what will happen, town?
How we doing, David? Before we go to the tune?
I'm doing great. I don't think I've got enough time here. You've got about 2 minutes for the tune. Evening, everybody. Evening, Ox, Albert, Ridge, and the chap, James. Yes, it's great. Just a wee quick, get this in before the tune. All this about nonsense about what he should wear. I hope he's got a tie and a suit and brown shoes. Get a grip. The state of our club's in. He could stand there with a Broxley Bear suit on for me, as long as we win that game tomorrow. That's it, kids. Know what he's got on.
Albert had him in a bikini.
One in football.
Maybe we can turn that with a Celtic strip.
Oh, steady now. There's a limit, Jim. Now, come on.
What's your language on here, Jim?
That's a rip care.
Oh, it's definitely some sort of care for Jim for that one. Now, come on, behave.
Oh dear. You were doing all right with your call there, Jim. You just went a bit OT.
I know. I need to go in my bed. What is it? I'll get my coat.
Aye, listen, well, I don't know if he will, because he might not feel as a manager. He might know it's a place, he's interim. Barry done it, I know Barry done it.
It's just respect. Respect, that's all it is.
I think bizarrely, if he does it and he wins the match, a lot of people will be pleased, Davey, and it'll get commented on.
Yeah, but to me, it's just I'm more concerned. What's more concerned about me for Stevie Smith is I just hope that the support tomorrow, if it's not going exactly to the way we want it, I just hope we don't get the vile, toxic stuff that we've already had. I just hope they'll give a boy a chance, give him a chance. But if they start turning on them, that's not going to do us any good, guys. That's just my opinion.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There won't be any badness at all tomorrow. Not one bit. Because I think what we've got, I think Martin really brought it on. And it wasn't just about his tactics. There was a lot of other stuff going on behind the scenes that people didn't like. And to be honest, the fans it'll be a big breath of fresh air with Stevie Smith tomorrow.
If we win the game.
Not even if we lose. I honestly think Stevie Smith will still have the regard of the fans.
I don't think Stevie Smith, if anything, I would predict this, if things were to go Pete Tong tomorrow, there might be people who are sitting in directors.
It'll be directed towards Elwell.
I hope it doesn't, mate, because I want us to win the football match. But anyway, we'll come right back to that. Get yourselves on mute, and we're going to have a tune.
Oh, every other Saturday, my half day off, and it's up to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland Road, me and my wee pal Joe. Oh, we'll love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We'll love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we'll love to hear the cry. We'll love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We'll love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll love to see the Rangers score. Oh, we won the Scottish League about 1,000 times. The League Cup is simple too. We gave some exhibitions in the Scottish Cup. We gave a Wembley Wizard too. And when the Glasgow Rangers lift the European Cup, like the one they had before, we'll rally round an Ibrox 100,000 strong. We'll give the boys an Ibrox roar. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we'll love to hear the cry. We'll love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We'll love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll love to see the Rangers score. To hear the cry, we'll love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We'll love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we'll love to hear the cry. We'll love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We'll love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll love to see the Rangers score.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, David, you must have enjoyed that number. That's a classic.
Yes, I was giving the big Waldies there, sitting here, just for singing along.
Enjoying that all there?
I did, mate. I did. Different words I was singing, but I did enjoy it.
Different words.
It's absolutely true as well, isn't it? You end up singing some of the words yourself. You get, no, that's not the right ones. I'll put that one in. That's brilliant.
But working with Morecambe and Wise, all the right notes, not particularly the right order. Right, so Davey, you've just come in. What's your take on what's happening this day, mate? What's your feelings, thoughts?
Everybody's in the same boat with us. It's just, well, we're all speechless. It's just been gone from pillar to post, joke to joke. Hopefully now we can go on with it. That's all everybody wants to do. And when I was talking about Stevie Smith, I wasn't saying that the troops would turn on him. I'm just saying let that other mob lot in the directors box ski. Just never worry about them. Let this game take its till we get this manager in. Let's see it taking it for here. And if things can only improve, that's the only thing I can say about it. It's got to improve. And I think if the players have got any pride in themselves, they should turn up there tomorrow for that boy alone and the support, because what they've put us through, we deserve to get a result out of this game tomorrow. And that's what counts more than anything, is getting a result tomorrow.
I'll ask you this first, Davey, and then I'll take it round to the two boys. Do you feel as if a cloud's been lifted with Martin leaving the club, David?
Oh, a thunder cloud. Thunder and lightning. Oh, definitely. Even when he was getting interviewed and things, but that's the problem. When we're talking about directors and Serval and all these other ones, if anybody should be getting chastised, it's them two. So, but let's move away from him and concentrate on where we are, what we've got, and what's going to happen. That's my main concern, is getting out there tomorrow and winning the game.
Albert?
That's that, mate. When you're the cloud left, I don't think it's so much as a cloud or a relief. It was more, thank God, stupidity's left the club. You know what I mean? Because some of the stuff is just stupid, mate. Let's not kid on. It's nothing to do with, he never quite got that right. It was just out and out stupid, some of the stuff he was doing. And I think he just got his ego get the better of him. And it was, I'm doing it this way, and that's the way you'll like it whether the crowd like it or not. Yeah, this way. So I'm glad of that, mate. I'm glad he's away for that fact alone. Now the players are in the spotlight, mate, and I do believe that if we don't get a result, the booing will start all over again, which really doesn't need to start anymore, mate. It needs to stop this. In my opinion, they're starting to like it too much. You know what I mean? It's part of the makeup now. Always just boo. And it's tragic, mate. It really is tragic. Here's a novel idea. I just thought this novel idea up. Yeah, next manager, come and let's support them. Just for a change, you know what I mean? Just have a wee go at that for a change. See if that helps any. But at the end of the day, they need to stop the booing, mate. It's got to stop. They've made the point. They've got rid of the manager, or they've played a part and get rid of the manager. I don't actually think they got rid of the manager. I think the results, like any manager, got up when they had to go. But at the end of the day, we'll have a new manager come in. Stevie Smith's got nothing to do with what's been happening in the past, so he doesn't deserve getting booed at all. Disregard what happens tomorrow. But I think the booing, if we don't get that result tomorrow, the booing will start all over again, mate. Forget who it's aimed at. It will just start, mate. And it's not the right environment. It's not the right environment. We'll go to stop this.
Ridgeman?
Yeah, like you can't. First of all, everybody that supports the Rangers, and maybe we are the odd, shall we say, 0.5% of fans weren't happy to see him go. I doubt it, but I think every single Rangers fan breathed a sigh of relief when he's left, and so it should be, because we were dreadful. We were just dreadful to watch. We were very unhappy. Players unhappy. Manager unhappy. It was all there for everybody to see. A terrible episode in time for our club, and I just hope it gets better under this whatever manager we bring in, and let's get it back. And I really do hope Stevie Smith does win tomorrow and takes it forward a wee bit. And I don't, for no reason, I don't think he's ever going to be a Rangers manager. I've got no reason to think it could be, but you never know. And if he wins his game tomorrow, then they might turn and say, well, what we'll do is we'll do this and that, and then the next thing you know, we'll miss the chance to get Muscat or Stevie Smith or anyone else. So this has got to be handled properly and better than the previous one. But yeah, I think it's a big cloud lifted, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully sunshine breaks out.
And by the way, Jim's left as a caller. A great call for Jim, but I agree with him. I thought Stevie Smith conducted himself brilliantly in the interview. Albert.
Aye, so did I, mate. I thought he'd done really well. He's seen the pitfalls, and he's seen the traps getting laid for him, and he sidestepped them quite nicely, mate. And that's just that to me, that's something that's paid attention in school, as it were, because he said he's been doing this for 10, 12 years. So he's also been listening to the interviews as well, and he's seen what happens in these stupid interviews. I mean, we're talking about respect. Did you see the disrespect starting to the next Rangers manager, which looks like it's going to be Muscat? He asked Stevie Smith, Kevin Muscat, getting another interview, and he's, what do you think about Muscat coming into and I was like, oh, it's no Mr. Muscat, it's no Kevin Muscat, it's Muscat. Does any other manager get treated and talked to it like that? You're saying it's got a wee bit of respect here. I mean, the guy's not even in the job, and you're starting already on him. So, nah, as far as I'm concerned, if we all stick together, man, we can overcome anything. We just need to get together and start looking at positive at this. Now, I'm looking for players. It's all down to players to me tomorrow. I'm looking to see what Stevie Smith does, but I don't think he's going to radically change it. He might say, right, no more of that nonsense football at the back. He might say that. But the basics I'm looking for out of him, saying, right, it's going to go back to basics. Well, let's get the fullbacks playing fullbacks. You know what I mean? Let's stop crosses getting into our box for a start. Let's build it for there. Let the midfield attack when they're supposed to attack and join in with the forwards, and let the forwards start taking their own men, crosses and shots. Let centre forwards be where they're supposed to be in the middle of the box. Just the basic stuff. Let's start doing the basic stuff. You might be surprised what actually happens. We might even win again. But aye, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen tomorrow. But they players need to turn up now, mate. It's all the excuses are away. They're all away, mate. It's time for them to go, right, here you go. You were telling us this, you're not happy with this. Or rumours are, you're not happy with this, that, and the next thing. Well, it's all taken away. Let's see what you've got. I mean, I'm raging at some of the players, Asgard particularly. I mean, that boy's done nothing. Absolutely zero since he's brought that shirt on. And he's a great touch, he's got this, he's got that. I see nothing for that boy. I'm saying, no, I was expecting a lot more for you, son. I was expecting a real load more than that for what he's gave us so far. Boy Cherny, it's a young boy. I'm expecting him to become good. So aye, there's a lot to prove.
Dimitri, are you talking about centre forward?
Centre forward.
Dimitri. No Cherny, no Cherny.
Is it?
Oh, wait a minute, I'll cut across it. We'll be joined by Josh. Evening, Josh. Evening, Josh. Last call for Josh. No, it doesn't seem to be there.
I heard about him. He's sounding like constipation. He's trying to squeeze something out there. Yeah.
oh, man, that's shocking. What a shocker you are, boy. Oh, dear.
Hello.
Hello, Josh. You there?
Aye, I'm here.
You need to talk, mate, or this doesn't work. Radio doesn't work well.
Yeah.
Go on again.
We'll come back to Josh. Aye, listen, it'll be interesting. I don't think there'll be massive changes in the team, Bridge, because we've not got a big squad.
Well, it depends what he wants to do. If he wants to strip it back, as he said, without going mental, then he's got a choice. But I don't know. I think you mentioned earlier we've got some people playing in the midfield that are quite, shall we say, small, and whether in fact it'll suit him to play these guys there, I don't know. But maybe that's all we'll go. I don't know what the injury situation is. It was never mentioned. But yeah, I don't think it'll be far away for the last game. I don't think it'll be far away.
No, because there's no Diamante's not available. I think he got that knock at Falkirk. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So, yes, mate.
Are we having a seance tonight? Is anybody there? Is there anybody there?
Listen, David, if you want to talk to your old school pals, you feel free to carry on, mate. I'll talk to you all day. I'll talk to you all day. I'll talk to you in Bridgeman, yeah?
Oh boy.
I'm the last of the Mohicans.
Oh dear. Sorry, Davy.
It's all right, I'm used to that. I've had 14 yellow cards, I've had 15 red cards, and I'm just waiting for them to bring me a couple of purple and other different colours. I'll get
And
them.
I left you at a train station once, didn't I?
Can I just say something about, we've been talking about this. I know I don't want to keep bringing this up, as we do, because we need to move on. But my big concern is, why has this been handled the way it's been? And why did it take them so long when they could see what was happening and then get to the stage we are? That concerns me as a running of a club.
If when you look back in hindsight, there was a couple of triggers. The Bruges game and maybe the last international break. What I will say is, in football terms, they made this decision relatively quick. It's done, it's dusted, and it's gone. I think the mistake was Kieran Mitchell. That's a mistake in hindsight. But they've moved on pretty rapid, if we're honest. I think it was 112 days, and most of them were the holidays. But it was never a good fit. I think we all agree on that. And then, Albert, I know your philosophy with managers, but I think the right decision was made. The wrong decision, then the right decision.
Aye, the right decision was made, but I think it would have made faster if the booing was there. I think they were resisting the mob rule. They didn't want to be seen to, and they were waiting for results, mate. And the Falkirk one was the final one. I think the one before, the week before, was the final one, right enough. I know the week before, because I think we won the European game. I think was helping as well. But they were if the booing wasn't so bad and they seen it as mob rule, I think they would have got rid of him quicker, mate. That's just my opinion on it. I think that they went, they knew that wasn't working, it was the wrong decision. They came out with a statement and admitted that. It was the wrong appointment. We made a mistake here. And by the way, I still say, whoever made that mistake has to fall on their sword. Whoever that was, I mean, 7 interviews to get a clown. What is that about? Somebody's definitely no good at their job if that's the case. If you're believing what Stuart's saying, 7 interviews to get the right man, and then Thelwell telling you this is the best coach I've ever worked with. I mean, so obviously they two have been involved in the interview. See, somebody needs to fall on their sword, and I think it will need to be Stuart. It needs to fall on his sword for that decision, because that is one monumental mistake.
No, these
statements
are going to haunt them, mate. They're not going to go away. That's the trouble when you make the bold statements. We will try Josh one more time. Josh, last call for Josh. No, not working. I think we've been joined by Bob Jar. Evening, Bob Jar. No, he's no ways near. People are taking the extreme mickey out of here. But I know who is with us. They're Billy. Evening, Billy.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. How are we doing?
Hi, Billy.
Hey, Billy.
Hi, Billy.
I'm all right, Billy. You?
Aye, no bad, mate. No bad.
Got a few quid, mate, because there was a weekend we took the Southside Super 6. I'm flush.
I don't know. We've not heard the Super 6 yet, so there's time yet. You know, but listen, I'm not wanting to go old grun here, right? But this is one of the things that we're missing, right? I'm with Jim on this one, and this maybe sound petty, but it's no petty in my opinion, right? I remember playing in a Scottish Cup final, right? Sunday afternoon, right? Years and years ago when I was young growing up. And all the boys in my football team all had suits and ties on. And that was at an amateur level, right? In my opinion, guys, right? See this? It doesn't matter if he's... No, that's all fine and well. We can laugh and joke about it, right, as long as it's winning football games. And I totally understand that. We want, first and foremost, to get the result no matter how we get it. I get that, 100%. I get that, right? But in my opinion, it's all about standards at Glasgow Rangers, right? And that's what's wrong. we've dropped our standards and we've dropped our class. That's where we're going wrong, right? And see the manager is the figurehead of Glasgow Rangers Football Club, right? He sets these standards. That's, if you're a player and you look round there and you see your manager standing with a club tie on and a club suit on, right? You look up to him. If you've seen somebody standing there with a pair of trainers on and a sweatshop top, you're going to say, who's this? I'm not interested in him. It's called respect. All the top managers that came to Rangers, early years, past and present, away back to the Bill Struth days, this suit and tie standard was set away back then. And that's what we've got to get back to, guys. Right? And when we get back to doing things like that, people start looking up to you. Because if you dress like a tink, you'll get treated like a tink. It's as simple as that. So I'm just sick of all this nonsense about, oh, it doesn't matter about a collar and tie. It does matter about a collar and a tie. And I'm having a wee rant here, but I listened to Albert and I listened to David there. You two old gentlemen have seen the Rangers longer than I have, right? And I'm 57-year-old, right?
You're too old for this panel.
Aye, I know, mate.
Go.
No, it was maybe a tongue-in-cheek comment, and I totally get that. But I'll tell you one thing. We're forgetting the basics here. That's what we're forgetting, guys. And we need to get our standards back. And when we get our standards back, we'll start getting respect. And when we're going to start getting respect, we'll maybe kick on. And that's the bottom line here. Here I rant for you.
I couldn't disagree more, man. It's just simple as that. Can't disagree more. I'll tell you why. Russell Martin didn't wear a shirt and tie, and he's the only manager not to wear a shirt and tie. And see all the other ones, we've won nothing with them and all for the last 12 years. So shirt and ties have got nothing to do with me. Shirt and ties have got absolutely nothing to do with me.
How's it?
At the end of the day, wait a minute. At the end of the day,
on you go.
At the end of the day, it's winning football, mate. If you want standards to come back at Rangers, mate, it's the standard of football play we're talking about. It's not to do with shirt and ties for managers. It might be a nice wee touch, and it might be something that's nice that you'll see the manager doing, but it makes no difference to what happens on that park, mate. And I want to know, I want winning football in that park. I don't care how we do it, I want winning football. Because that's what Rangers fans should be and were at one time used to. At the moment, they're not used to winning football, mate, because we win nothing. We just go season after season after season. And most managers been standing there with shirt and tie. Makes no difference, mate. It's the standard of football player that needs to improve. And it needs to improve drastically. Because the standard of football players we are bringing into Rangers is producing this garbage that we're still watching year after year after year. And that mob across the city are winning trophy after trophy after trophy. With substandard teams, by the way, let's go on, let's be honest about it. They're no great shakes. They prove that in Europe year in, year out. They're no great shakes. But they're better than us, and that's why, because our standard of play is crap. Nothing to do with a shirt and tie.
Right to reply, William.
Albert, it's called professionalism. That's what it's called, right? And listen, I totally get what you're saying, Mucker, right? I totally get what you're saying and understand. I totally agree with you regarding we want results, right? Hook nor crook. I get that big time. I said that before, right? But it's about professionalism for me. And all right, you touched on the managers there that weren't successful that wore a suit and a tie. But what about the managers that were? What about the is I back to what I said, mate? What about the managers way back to the Bill Struth days? That wore that. No, it's no. It's no. It's about being professional.
My point was the shirt and tie didn't win you anything. Whether you're successful, whether you lost, it doesn't win you anything, mate. That's the point.
That's exactly what. Listen, you're missing what I'm saying here. You're all missing the point here. It's about the standards of the club. The standard. That's Glasgow.
Billy, you're shouting. Billy, you're shouting.
Billy, don't shout.
It's the winner because it's the standards of the football club that matter.
Billy.
Honestly.
Billy, you might hear what he's saying. You maybe take the point. He just doesn't agree with you.
That's fair enough. But I'm shouting it for the rafters. It's about standards, and it's time we get back to standard.
You've made your point.
And get shot down for it, right, Ox? Cheers. Thanks very much. Okay then. Have a good night, lads.
Albert doesn't agree. Right, cheers. Albert doesn't agree with you. Davey, in you come.
Oh, I'm not coming in on that.
We'll go to the oldest one.
I've
We'll
got
go to the
blood
oldest
pressure.
one.
My blood pressure's going up through the ceiling here.
We'll go to the oldest one then. Bridgeman, believe you're the oldest one on here. On you go.
I think the oldest one
take over.
anywhere. I think Billy was saying, I think he was meaning it gives a sense of pride when you see your manager with the blazer.
I get that.
No, that's all. I think that's all he's meaning. When you see this, the person he's representing Rangers. He's not a, shall we say, he's not a football player. He's a Rangers manager, and they dress like it. And it was nice to see. I have to admit, it was something. And you know, I don't know whether it would make any difference now. Certainly, Russell Martin was never going to be a collar and tie man with a blazer. Never in brogues. He's never going to be that. So maybe the last one we had that would be that, and in all honesty, was Watty. So, but I really don't know. However, as we go forward, you might find that the boy comes over, Kevin Muscat. He might come in, and he might be a collar and tie man. I don't know if he's going to be a coach.
I think that Martin made a mistake. No, didn't it?
I do
think
too.
He made a mistake. But I get all. Yeah, if you've not got the guy to put the ball in the back of the net, it doesn't matter if you're standing there.
Absolutely, yeah.
I
think from a fan perspective, it's good. If you believe in that, maybe the fans are past that. I don't know. I'm an old fan, and I'm old-fashioned, so maybe my days are over. In that sense.
Anyway, I think Josh is back with Josh. Josh?
Is there anybody there? Is there anybody?
No, he's not there. Right. But
Can I come in that for a minute? Sorry.
On you go, mate. On you go.
I understand how Billy's going and talking the way he is, and I get that about the dress, but the whole point at this moment in time is the football on the park is rotten. And that's getting on today, whether you've got a suit on or brown shoes or a tie. I can understand he's talking about how we should look. I agree with that. But that's not an issue at the moment. The issue is on the park. We need to get that sorted out. But I understand how you can be irritated about no having that. But that'll come. It will come. But you've got to win games first.
If Russell Martin would have put that football in, it wouldn't have mattered if the dearest brogue zone ever made. He'd have still get stuck, and deservedly so. I don't think Albert's saying that he's against the shirt and tie. I maybe putting words in your mouth, Albert. But what you're saying is you want a winning team on the pitch.
Exactly, mate. It's priorities, mate. You've got to put the priorities. The standards have slipped. I agree with Billy on that, definitely. And I agree with the shirt and tie to a certain extent. But you've got to put the priority in order. I mean, the whole club's slipped in the standards, not just the manager not wearing a shirt and tie. It's if you look at the tunnel was unique. No other club in Britain had the tunnel that Rangers had. And what does Bisgrove do? He covers it up with plastic. It's still there. It's still behind that plastic. It never ripped the mahogany and all that out. It's still there. That's our standards. That's the Rangers. No other tunnel in world football. It looks like the Rangers tunnel. It's class, total class. But now, at the moment, we need to get our priorities right. We need to concentrate on the right thing, and it's what's happening on that park. It really, really annoys me, and it's happened season after season after season. So what the way I look at the shirt and tie at the moment, I don't disagree with it, as I said, but what the way I look at it, it's like arranging deck chairs on the Titanic, mate. It makes no difference. Let's stop the boat sinking first before we start organising deck chairs, and that's all shirt and tie is to me. I know it's standards. I know exactly what Billy's saying. I don't like to get upset there. It's a shame. I don't like people. I don't like upsetting people. But at the end of the day, it's only an opinion, mate. It's just my opinion. Billy's got his opinion. That's fine. That's the way it should be.
You don't say anybody, old bear.
I'm glad you noticed it was him, mate. It wasn't me for a change. Anyway, I think Bob Jer's joined us. Evening, Bob Jer.
Good evening, Ox. Good evening, lads. How you doing?
All right.
My God, I'll tell you one thing. I've heard many an argument in my life, but I've never heard one where two men argue so vehemently and win the argument. There was no losers there. You were right. Rangers manager should be a figurehead, but Glasgow Rangers should be winning more regularly than they've been doing lately. So, well, I think you'll agree, disagree, yeah? Anyway, it's been aye, I know. It's been quite a couple of weeks, I don't know where to begin. Well, let me say, I'm no altogether absolutely disappointed about Steven Gerrard. I'm a great believer that you don't go back. And I hope it transpires for this man. I hope this man comes in and takes the job, because I really do think this man could do a job with the Rangers. What he can do with a squad of players in the interim, I don't know. He maybe he get his own people in. But I do believe he'd be a good appointment for Rangers, this man. And I wish him every success when he comes. And I sincerely hope he comes, by the way, because things are so unstable, you never know what can happen. But good luck to Stevie Smith and the boys tomorrow.
Here. Aye. Listen, mate, if it is going to be Kevin Muscat, I wish him all the best, mate. And if the people are appointed and think he's the best man for their job, hopefully it goes from strength to strength. I do think he needs a bit of support with players, Bridgeman, going forward, I think. But there's certain areas of our squad, our team that are weak.
Yeah, I think we all know, and I don't know if we get players available in the squad to cover the weak points on the park. You know, guys that haven't actually played that much. But surely to goodness, somewhere along the line, it's got to be noticed and at the highest level in the club, and we've got to do it. Got to get them. Next thing got to do once you get the manager in is you've got to make a plan and get these positions cleared and covered. That's as simple as that. Now we might find that the new manager comes in, or even Stevie Smith comes in, and he makes a big difference in the coaching side or the management side, and he gets the boys going, and we win one well tomorrow, and the next game type of thing, you know. Then that could be a real good bonus for the managers coming in. I hope it happens. I hope we win well tomorrow, and deservedly so. That's what I think. But it's really difficult. It's really difficult. We've got positions in the team that we don't have players for, or available anyway in the squad.
Well, we've not got the strongest squad. I think, hopefully, third time lucky. Josh, evening.
Good evening, Hawks.
Right. Just stick to using that number, mate. It seems to work better.
I know. I was at my sister's babysitting and I left my phone, so I dived across the road to get my phone. So her phone must be shite. Connection kind of thing.
No,
apologise for that. Apologise for wasting your time.
Right, what's on your mind, mate?
I'm just glad that Russell Martin's away. Hopefully things will calm down now and we can be united as a support. But what I don't want is the toxicity to start once we lose games when Muscat Muscat comes in, because that will not be good for anybody. We just need to give a guy time, and this young lad that's coming in tomorrow, I think he'll have the full backing of the support as well. I don't think they'll get on his back. He came across really, really professional.
He doesn't deserve any stick. He's been clear of all, mate. Yeah. So he's helping out. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I know we never wanted Russell Martin. I didn't want him, but you always lived in hope that we could get success. But I really do believe that if the fans never called for his head, he would have still been here now, right to this day, and he would have been manager the Mora. I think he would have been. I think somebody in the show said that earlier. I heard somebody saying that, and I agree. If the protest and all that.
I think he actually said the complete opposite of that, Albert, didn't he?
What I was saying is that he'd have probably went earlier. The protests weren't so bad. I don't think they wanted to counter the mob as they seen it. So they were just saying, right, we'll leave it to the result. So when we went 2-3 games too far, I think if the protests weren't as bad, they'll get rid of them 2 or 3 games, maybe 2 or 3 weeks before they actually did. But they said they made a mistake. You can't argue with them. They came out and admitted their mistake, which is good, and they've done something about it. Now it's the new manager we're looking for. So that's what I was saying. I don't know, is that the way you picked it up, Josh? No?
Might have picked you up wrong there then. But I do believe that he would have still been the manager. I really do. If the protest and all that kind of stuff weren't here, because I didn't.
I think the results got him, mate. And
I know that.
The European results and the money, mate. And the money.
Aye. I think the European hammering that we got home and away, but I don't think the board would have made a move. I really don't. It was fan pressure that got Russell Martin out. I believe it. I don't really think they would have moved to get rid of him, because they backed him. Remember, they did back him. And if the fans never protested and all that kind of stuff and barricaded the bus and stuff like that, he would have still been the manager.
Mate, he was gone before that happened, mate.
I know that, but I'm talking about. I'm saying he would have still been the manager. I believe that he would have still been the manager if the fans never put the pressure on. I do believe that.
I'm in the Albert camp, but I'll bring Bob Ger in. It's results that get you, mate. Results. If we'd have won games of football, the fans would Bob Ger.
Well, I think football's a results-driven business, isn't it? And you've got a club the magnitude of Rangers that's compelled. We're reading it in the press often, hearing it in the media. Rangers have got to win. They can't do it every year. That's impossible. No club can. But that's the way it is with a club like a club the magnitude of Rangers. A whole host of huge clubs have got to win. They're compelled to win. So we're not any different. But Josh, I take your point, mate. If it wasn't for fan pressure reaching the extremity it was, Russell Martin would still have been there. I didn't blame him sitting there taking no wages. Can anybody help me out here? I've been hearing the day that it's going to cost £10 million, and that's to get rid of him and to bring Muscat in. That's a false figure, surely. That can't be right. Can you bear any light on that?
Maybe no, mate. Maybe no. But listen, that sounds mental. But let's assume that the new manager comes in and he's on 30 grand a week, and I'm just using that as a number because I don't know. That's £1.5 million a year. So you give him a 4-year contract. That's £6 million plus his backroom staff.
Well, yeah, it's a possibility.
So there you go. So you can make numbers mean anything you want.
You can,
and Bridge.
It was going to cost us some money. How much we don't know, but I was disappointed we're paying that kind of money. But as I said the other day, if he's not wearing the shirt and tie, and it was annoying everybody, not just Bully, it was everybody. It was annoying a lot of people. He's going to be a millionaire if he doesn't wear that shirt and tie. He's not wearing the shirt and tie. You know what I mean? That's why I was looking at him, saying to yourself, you're no caring. You're a millionaire. Our wallets are getting less, and his wallet is growing, as far as I'm concerned. So at the end of the day, I looked at him and said to myself, you're no caring now. You're a millionaire. We've turned him into a millionaire, and that's what happens. Same as with Gio and all the rest of them we sacked. If they weren't millionaires before we sacked them, they're definitely millionaires after we sacked them. And that's the thing that annoys me about all this. You keep bringing people in and booing them. And I keep saying, you can't keep getting rid of managers. You can't keep doing this. It's crazy, mate. It's bordering on lunacy. Whether they went or stayed or whatever when if the crowd wouldn't have protested. The trouble with that is if the crowd start thinking, oh, we've made a difference, this will not stop just at this. This will carry on, mate. So you can't have, they don't like this result, so we're going to do this, we're going to do the next thing. You can't let mob rule, mate. It's not right. You've got to run the club. It's a business after all, and you've got to run it the proper way. We're in it to win games. Of course, we want to win trophies. That's what we all want. But not necessarily the people that own you want that. They want it, of course, because it's going to help their business. But ultimately, they want to make money out of this. Eventually, not right away, but eventually they want to make money. So I don't think they want the support to be thinking, all we need to do is go in there and shouting ball outside that front door, block buses, do we on, boo managers, boo players, boo this. It ends up a culture that's toxic and it's no good to go. We've already sampled it. It's no good. You're at Ibrox, you're sitting going, I don't like this. It's crap. You're watching a crap game of football and then you're just listening to the crowd all booing and shouting and bawling, and it's just all negative, and you can't pander to it, mate. You just can't pander to it. Our job is basically support the team, which we've done for years and years and years. With your cash and your support and singing, and the Union Bears, for example, sing their hearts out every game, every home game I see them at, because I don't go to away games. But so you're looking at that, and that's the positive side. You're going, that's great. You're watching them. I mean, we've given them plaudits tons of times on this show, but the booing, but I don't agree with me. I just can't get my head around it. It's just, I know we're upset, mate. I can understand they're upset and they're in a bad mood. Same as us all. We're on a bad mood. But still, to my mind, they're starting to like it too much. To my mind, they're thinking it's part of the makeup of the Rangers support. Oh, we just boo and shout and ball. It's that mob across the city to do things like that. I mean, they try to burn their own ground down twice in their history. No, I mean, what's that about? What is that about? Is that our next step then? Or we don't like this, so we're going to do some damage to the place? No, as far as I'm getting, it needs to stop. It just needs to stop, mate. Point made. As far as I'm concerned,
I think it's all right. We're talking about millionaires question. That a millionaire answers it. Bridgeman.
Very good. No, but what Albert was saying, I've been saying it for quite a while now, since I think some of it last season as well. We need to find a way to stop the fans booing. Now I know that's it's kind of silly to say these things, but the truth of the matter is, we have to get the fans to stop booing. They can't go on booing the players and the management and the board and all that. That has to stop. But it might need the board. Last season I said this. It might need the board to actually do something about it, restructure, do whatever they need to do. And I'm afraid that tomorrow, if it doesn't go well, then I think they might start booing again, because to them they'll not be seeing any change at all. We got rid of that manager, but for some reason we still can't win a game. Who is it? It's caused. Sorry, bud.
You know who's going to get it in the neck, mate, if it doesn't go well. You can see where it's going next. I think we can all see where that is. There's some unpopular appointments in the club, but they all need us to win football matches to get their credibility back. Davy?
The way to stop it is start winning games and start playing some decent football. That'll stop it. But and I tell you another thing, guys. You take the Union Bears out of that section, just forget about what stuff they get up to and what they don't. You take them out of that section, Ibrox is just no Ibrox. So we need these guys, and they need to look at themselves and want to know and realise there's a time and a place, guys. And I think that'll come. And the only way that'll come is win games, and that's not been happening, and that's been getting everybody down.
Josh?
Yeah, I agree. They're the atmosphere. The Union Bears are the atmosphere at the ground, but it's just to give them a free ticket to boo and start nonsense and all that, and disruption and all that, and booing every manager and every member of the board and all that kind of stuff, because it's no good. It's no good for the players. It's no good for the manager. No be good for the manager and the Mora. Do I think that they'll boo? Probably they will boo if we get beat with Dundee United, but it'll be mostly pointed at Farewell and Patrick Stewart, I think, because they're the ones that started all this. Seven interviews to get us an absolute clown. I'm telling you, you could have got somebody out in the street that could have done a better job than Russell Martin. I mean, I don't understand it at all. I think he was just living in his own bubble, even with the interviews that he was saying every game. It was the same repetitive replies to every question kind of thing. It was borderline Clement at his peak.
I would
Do you know what I mean?
Clement every day of the week. You're Russell
I
Martin.
would have as well. I just want them is to try and win. We've got a big game in the semi-final still to come in about 3 weeks' time. We've got a chance there if the players listen to this young fella and we start getting wins and then the confidence comes, take it into Hampden, and you'll never know. Celtic are not all that good. They're not all that good. They're dire as well. But what they do that we don't is they find a way to win. Look at when they beat Motherwell 3-2 there at home. They find a win. They find a way. We can't, and hopefully this is the turning point for us with this young boy leading on to Muscat.
To win football matches, you have to score goals. And under Russell Martin, we weren't even making chances. And hopefully that'll change tomorrow.
Hopefully it'll change them. Hopefully it'll change. But Davey's right. I mean, winning games changes everything for not just for one thing, for all the things that's negative about the club. But I need to say something about the Union Bears. To be fair to the Union Bears, mate, I don't like talking against the Union Bears. I like the Union Bears, but to be fair to them, it wasn't them that started the battle with Stuart. Stuart started that battle himself, mate. He picked on the Union Bears right away. As soon as he walked in the club, put a target on his back. So he needs to make it up with the Union Bears. It's not the Union Bears that need to make it up with him. So he needs to apologise or do something to bring the Union Bears back on his side. No Rangers side. The Union Bears are on Rangers side, but on his side. So that I just need to say that, because I think I come out of there as I'm picking on them. I'm no picking on the Union Bears. I don't like the booing. I'll never like the booing. But that's everybody's got the right to do what they want to do at a football match, within the law, of course. So it's Stuart started all this, mate, himself, from his own point of view. He said some stupid things, and he didn't back the Union Bears up when the Union Bears were 100% right. And he misread a tifo as well, and started these nonsense now. So, as far as I'm concerned, Stuart painted the target on his own back now. So he's nobody to blame but himself.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens after the pitch going forward. After the pitch, you know. But focus tomorrow, Bob J. Results.
Aye.
Team will be similar to Falkirk. Similar.
It will be. I mean, we all what else can I do, the boy? But this is all born out of a mass level of frustration. Rangers 8th in the league, taking hammers in Europe. Come on, that's not the Rangers that we know. We need to be better than that. Starting for the more. There'll be a bit of pressure off people who were off the players, so they might be on them massively. I don't know, but. Just go out here, the Mora Rangers, prove what we are, a big club. Let's get the win, get a new beginning, get it started. Good, no a bad run of results for this new man coming in, and then we can take it from there. By the way, if I can make a comment on this, that carry on at Falkirk, if you can call it that, who got hurt, who got arrested? Nobody. Nothing happened. See, there's media in this country, they frustrate and annoy me. The same as they annoy the Haley Rangers supporter, I presume. But that's past, it's done with. So I have spoken. I'll let you go, boys. There's dogs dancing to go out for a pee, and so am I. So have a very good night, and good luck to the Rangers tomorrow. I know the best. I'll hear from you in the near future. All right?
Well said, Bob. Cheers.
Cheers, buds. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate.
Listen, get yourself on mute, because it's time for the Southside Super 6. Hi, and welcome to the Southside Super 6 for Saturday the 18th of October. All to win: Crystal Palace, Sunderland, Coventry, West Brom, Charlton and Motherwell. Take all 6 selections and it pays 40.61. Come on, the South Side. Take it away. Well, straight for the horse's mouth, old Bert.
It's a winner, mate. It's a winner. Trust me, it's a winner. If you believe that, put the pools on and all, and the lottery.
I'm beginning to think the second half of Fox's jingle's a laughing policeman.
Aye, he's a trier anyway. I'll give him that. He's a trier.
He certainly, I got a chance. Right, Bridgman, how do you see it panning out tomorrow? And then we'll go to Old Davy after you.
Well, I'm hoping that Stevie Smith's done the business, stepped into the breach. I think it's a marvellous job he's going to do. I really do. A great thing he's done, because any other managers that came for the youth team, they haven't lasted because they've asked to take the first team, and it's been difficult because you're dealing with a completely different level of player. But might be fortunate that some of these players aren't feeling that great anyway, and let's go out and do it and take whatever kudos they can get from the game and at least win. 1-0. Give us a 1-0 tomorrow, guys. That's what I want.
Davy and then Josh.
Aye, well, every game I see Rangers, I watch them, I always think they're going to win, and nothing will change tomorrow. I just hope some of these players can realise how big it is to wear that shirt tomorrow, because that's been lacking in the last good wee while, not just this season, a lot of them in the last season as well. So once they start leaning onto learning what the pride of that jersey is, I'm confident we will win tomorrow.
Josh?
I think we'll win tomorrow. I think we'll win tomorrow. I think the boost of getting rid of Russell Martin and the wee break, the international break, will rejuvenate some of the players, maybe give them a bit of thinking time and they can regroup. That young lad gave them a couple of training sessions, I heard. So maybe we'll see a different team on the park. 1-0, 2-0. Good performance. We move on to the next game in Europe midweek. That'll do me. 3 points is what counts. Performance-wise, decent performance and a win for me, and that's a step in the right direction. Ox.
Listen, I would like us to win both halves, Albert. Yeah, win both halves.
We've been saying it for long enough, mate. Win both halves, you win the game, obviously. Aye, I'm hoping for a victory, mate. I don't know what to expect tomorrow. I'm hoping we see some improvement, just for the sheer relief, if nothing else, mate. But aye, I'm hoping we win tomorrow, mate. Looking forward to it, actually.
Aye, why not? Listen, I think everybody should go with a sense of optimism, because we recognise we had a problem. The problem's been solved. Still got the same group of players. That's football at the moment. So hopefully a lot of negativity lifted and we can move on and get a result. Listen, last word for your good self, Joshy boy.
Let's hope for a win for the Glasgow Rangers. Get us back on the road to success. It's like a pressure cooker ready to explode. You can just feel it, and hopefully it just explodes tomorrow. And we get a win, 3 points, and we move on. Happy days, eh? And we look forward to Muscat coming in, and hope this young lad's a success as well, because he's been here for years, hasn't he? So he's went through the ranks, and this is his time. He spoke very, very maturely and professionally. Good luck to him, and good luck to the Rangers tomorrow. Come on, boys, we can do it. Cheers, Ox. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate. Oh, Davy.
Aye, it's been great to get the show back on again. It means an awful lot to everybody. You see it in the comments and all the things the young guys put on the posts and that. And they really miss it. And it's great to hear real Rangers supporters. And everybody gets a chance to air their views and say their piece. And it can turn into what we heard earlier, but it didn't come to it. But Billy was spot on with a lot he said, and it's been a great show anyway, guys, and I'm confident we'll win tomorrow. I'll catch you later. God bless the Rangers.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Albert.
Good show, mate. Passion's running wild. It's good to see. The Rangers fans are still in there fighting. Good to see, mate. Good to see. But I enjoyed it, mate. You and Bridge, the background guys. Won the Rangers. A nice wee win tomorrow would be lovely.
Bridgeman.
Well, what can I say, Ox here? Thoroughly enjoyed the show tonight, even though I was late, so humbly apologise to everybody. Can I just say
for a note for your mum, Bridge?
A note? Do you want, is it sterling or Scottish money?
That'll do.
I kind of know it. Oh, what can I say? Seriously, big show. Shout to yourself and the techie boys in the background, and of course all Bear for carrying me through it. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, biggest game of the season coming up, maybe the biggest game of any season we've had in the recent past. Must win for the Rangers. I'm going for a 1-0. Please do it, Rangers. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers because they need us desperately.
So thanks to Jim, Billy, Josh, Bob here, and old Davey for joining us. Bridge and all Bear for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back an hour before the match tomorrow, building up to a Rangers victory at home to Ibrox against Dundee United. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Come on, the Rangers. Everybody can get along to Ibrox and support our team. Take it away, Old School Blue.